Welcome to a brand new series in Madden 16 of That's right. It's time for us to start up our owner mode with my favorite team, the Washington Redskins. And I mean, there is a ton to talk about the Washington Redskins, okay? Obviously RG3 being the center of conversation. We'll get into all of that stuff and what I believe and what I think is going on with the Washington Redskins. But for right now, let's just start this thing up. In this video, I don't know if we're going to get to a game, probably not. Just want to set everything up. Use custom coach instead. Yeah, I wish I'd use any coach other than Jay Gruden. Anyways, again, we'll get to that. So starting point, I actually found out where how you could choose preseason. So unfortunately for Mikel, as a Houston Texan, couldn't play preseason because I didn't even see the starting point thing. But I found it now, so that's good. So change role. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna be an owner, okay? Not a coach, but an owner. Rebuild your stadium or relocate. Basically everything in Washington needs to be rebuilt. So let's just go ahead and click owner. So create owner, active owner. No, we're gonna create owner. Dan Snyder, he's gonna go. Former player, lifelong fan, or financial module. Okay, let's see. This backstory gives you an advantage. Finance starts at 7 million funds. Okay, no, I'm not going to be the financial person. Lifelong fan. Or a former player. Let's see. Gives you an advantage with fan happiness. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with... No, we're going to go with lifelong fan here. Switch it up a little bit, okay? So, yeah, I'll fill this stuff out. Hang on a second. Alright, so, owner, Michael Mikel. That's right, Mikel's back. He's an owner this time. So starting point, we already did that. Let me just make sure that it is preseason. Very good. Change role, we already know that we're the owner. League settings. I don't think there's too much to change here. All pro 6 minutes. Yeah, we're going to keep it at 6 minutes for right now. League password, okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. It's going to be private. It's just me playing. Rest players. Off, yeah, I can do all this stuff. Fill roster, okay. So, for right now, we're just going to leave all this stuff. I think it's good. Let's get this thing started. Start playing preseason, sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Washington Redskins in real life. That just came out today, Monday morning, that RG3 is not going to start week 1. It'll be Kirk Cousins, alright, to start week 1. So, obviously, I mean, I really don't know where to start with this. RG3 got his concussion in the second preseason game. Why is it simulating week 1? Okay, there you go. Thought it happened again. Alright, so answer media question, trade block. Ooh, this is actually new stuff. Hold on, let me take a look here. We're going to explore also. Alright, so play preseason game, not yet. Lions, cut 3 players, okay. Answer media question. Trade block. So, okay, so these are all the players on the trade block. I'm not going to make any trades right now. So let's go ahead and answer a media question here to start. Let's just see. Okay, I'm a fan of this team. Too emotional or too involved? How do you respond? Okay, I'm always going to be fan first, so that means I'm always going to be looking out for the fans here because I know what they want. I would simply say if we're winning, no one is going to be concerned. Yeah, that's true. I would say this in my franchise, so I'll run it how I want. No. I'm going to go that if we're winning, no one's going to be concerned about how I'm running the team, alright? So team popularity per winning season plus 10, but if we're losing, then it's minus 15. So continue, that's good. Alright, so quickly wanted to talk a little bit about the Washington Redskins. So RG3 gets a concussion week 2, and then, what was it, like Tuesday, I think? They say that he should be ready to go. Okay, he should be ready to go for the next preseason game, so he's not going to spend a lot of time out. And then Thursday, Jay Gruden says, nope, the doctor actually didn't clear him. I think there was like verbal communication. There was a confirmation that he was ready on Tuesday, and then a written report that stated that he wasn't ready, which came out on Thursday. So obviously, someone's lying somewhere. Okay. And then, so yeah, he didn't end up playing the third preseason game against Baltimore, which we eventually did win. Um, and then now they mention, well, I think like yesterday or a couple days ago, over the weekend, they mentioned that coaches are done with RG3. They want to move on from RG3, but Dan Snyder does not want to move on from RG3. So Monday comes around, which is today, and Kirk Cousins is mentioned as the starting quarterback for Week 1 against Miami. Okay, so obviously tons of problem right there. So for RG3, honestly, I'm gonna put 90% of the blame on the Redskins organization. All right, Jay Gruden, he's done with RG3. Okay, he's been done with him for a while now. I think that Jay Gruden is trying to do anything in his power to get RG3 not necessarily cut, but just not playing anything. Let me just take a look at the trade block here. Okay, the Eagles would like to 78 overall. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore. We're gonna go ahead and take a look. Actually, I should have done this first. Take a look at our depth chart. Nothing's guaranteed. My guys need to go out there and take their jobs. Yeah, because of the QB situation going on. That's good. Check out stats, transactions, members. No, that's not important. Manage. Okay, and then so team. Ooh, that's actually defense. RG3 is in is a 79. Colt McCoy's a 75 and Cousins 71. What the hell? All right then. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take a look. What is my owner? Goals, media questions, finances, stadium. Oh, okay, okay. So all this stuff. Improved team, free agents, trade center. My coach, edit schemes, auto subs. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the. I'm gonna go. I think depth chart here to start. Salary, team needs, player progression, team goals. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go with the depth chart right here. So where were we with RG3? Let's see. As he is the starting quarterback, I'm gonna go ahead and switch up Cousins and McCoy. All right, I just want to put Cousins in there to be the backup right now. Very good. Running back Alfred Morris. Yeah, there's no discussion there. Red, Jones, Hill sounds good. Fullback Daryl Young, no doubt about it. 92 overall. The dude's a beast. So Pierre Garcon, Deshaun Jackson, and then so we got an 84 and 80, and we dropped down to 60. So maybe a third wide receiver, not a bad bet. I like how Grant's been playing, by the way, in real life. Ryan Grant, I am a Ryan Grant fan. Okay. Tight end Jordan Reed, Niles Paul. Yep, no discussion there. Jordan Reed's definitely our starter. Trent Williams, no doubt about that. Left guard, so our shitty offensive line. Let's see. Okay. Lichtensteiger. All right, that's good. Right guard. 75. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. So I'm not even going to try. Okay, so the guards are kind of weak. The tackle, they put Brandon Sheriff as a rookie and 80 overall. Okay, so that's actually pretty decent. Compton's a 77. So, right now I think we need to definitely improve our guards. I think our tackles and centers are okay. Our center's okay as well. But maybe one more wide receiver and a guard. At least one guard. Alright, defensively, there you go. Hatcher. So the defensive line is decent. Terrence Knight, 92 overall. That's nice. So we have a 92, an 84, and an 85. That's a pretty good defensive line. Linebacker, you got no doubt about it. Ryan Kerrigan, 89 as well. Middle linebacker Perry Riley, 79, and outside linebacker 76. So maybe one more linebacker here instead of Trent Murphy. Okay. Let's see. Cornerbacks. So Culliver and Hall, but then you just kind of start to drop Reeland, Emerson, low 70s, high 60s. So maybe another cornerback as well. I'm definitely focused on building it from the defense to the offense, and we definitely need, we need safeties. Our safeties are really bad. So kicker, Forbath, all right, and punter Way. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, so where were we? Let's go ahead and talk a little bit now about Griffin. As we just took a look at the depth chart. So for RG3, so yes, he gets the concussion, right, and then Cousins mentioned as the starter 1 week later. Jay Gruden, he's pretty much had it from RG3 from the beginning. Okay, from his first season. I honestly wanted Jay Gruden to be fired at the end of last season. but he wasn't, and RG3 wasn't. They're just never gonna work together. Okay. Um, Jay Gruden, he prefers Cousins, no doubt about that. But Cousins as a starter against the Ravens, okay, you could say Cousins played well, which is fine. Okay, so hopefully I didn't lose any commentary right there. Um, so yeah, so Kirk Cousins as a starter against the Ravens, you could say he played pretty well, which I suppose he did, but 31 to, what was it, 31-13, that doesn't reflect what actually happened in the game. Because to me, what actually happened, to me, the final score of that game was 10-0 Baltimore. Okay, because that was the score after one. Baltimore played their starters for one period, okay, and they put up 10 points. Kirk Cousins on the first drive, I actually didn't watch the game. You know, just looking at what actually happened. I was unavailable at that time to watch the game. But Kirk Cousins' first drive, I think there was an interception, right? Defensively, we allow a long play for a touchdown, and then they get the field goal after the interception. So Kirk Cousins, the first period, not much, okay? And that's against the starters. We've already seen Kirk Cousins be a starter for the Redskins. I think Kirk Cousins is he could be a starting quarterback, but he needs to be on a better team than the Redskins, okay? I think he's decent, but I don't think he's a starter that can lead his team to a good record-wise season. Okay, you put in the backups though, then Kirk Cousins can do his job. Then Kirk Cousins looks fantastic. But you put in starters, which is what we see time and time again. Kirk Cousins has started like the last 9 games that he started. I think he's like 2-7 or something like that. Okay, I mean, how much worse is RG3 than that, really? Okay, so it's honestly, I think that Jay Gruden and Washington. I know Dan Snyder wanted to keep RG3. To me, I think the best possible bet for RG3 is I just want him to move on to a new team. Okay, he's never gonna get anything done here with the Redskins. I want him because I think that if RG3, for instance, went to Philadelphia with Chip Kelly, okay, and started to run the read option again, that team would make the playoffs as RG3 with RG3 as their starting quarterback. Okay, I seriously believe that. I think that RG3 could be a great quarterback in the NFL. Just under a team and a coach that can actually play for him, that can actually like him. You know, and a lot of people saying when RG3 made the comment of, what was it? I'm the best quarterback in the league. Okay, did I like that comment from Griffin? No. All right, I mean, he's obviously not. But for him to have that confidence, that's great. I just don't think that it was something to necessarily be said out. RG3 has still been talking since his rookie year, but no one during his rookie year, no one had a problem with it because we were winning games. So you can't blame, oh, Griffin's talking too much, he needs to shut up and focus on games, when he's been doing this his entire career. He's still been talking the same amount, hasn't changed. He just needs to start winning games. So, and I think that it's not his fault that he's losing these games. I think the offensive line honestly doesn't care about protecting for RG3 with the exception of Trent Williams. I think the offensive line, because like you even look at it, RG3 barely has a chance to get the ball when he says hike before the defenders are in his face. Okay. Kirk Cousins though steps up as the quarterback. He's got plenty of time to throw. You know, he makes our offensive line look good. But I think it's just the offensive line doesn't want to protect for RG3. So, anyways, it's a crazy situation right now. Kirk Cousins named the starter. Okay, I honestly just want to see RG3 go somewhere. I know the contract, he has a contract that it's like $16 million guaranteed for next year, like the injury thing, so I know that's a problem, but if he can just start over with a brand new team on a brand new contract, I honestly think that, for instance, Philadelphia, I would love to see him with Chip Kelly running the read option, okay? Because if RG3 can run the read option with an offensive line that actually cares about protecting for their quarterback, I do believe that he can lead the Eagles to excuse me, to the playoffs. So that's all I'm gonna say about this team. I want Jay Gruden gone for one thing, and then everything else still a mess. But for all the people that just wanted Kirk Cousins, we're not going to make the playoffs with Kirk Cousins as our starting quarterback. It's just not going to happen if that's what people, want to believe. We're not that good of a team. We're actually a pretty bad team, so. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. So cut 3 players. We already checked out our depth chart, okay? We know that safeties, cornerbacks, linebackers, defensively is the first thing that I'm going to set my eyes on, okay? And now as an owner, here's a right guard. Remember, we did want a right guard. 83 overall, that would be nice. Okay, so linebacker, Brooks, 75. Not going to really get a 75. I would like a low 80s. Luke Wilson, tight end. Don't need a tight end. Defensive tackle, don't need a defensive tackle. Center, a safety, Hyde, 79. That wouldn't be a bad one, actually. Urtsel, or however you pronounce his name, 79 guard. Okay, so Hyde is the one from right here that I wouldn't mind. Cut 3 players. Start playing. We're not going to play, like I said, we're not going to play a game in this video. Hang on a second here. Alright, so we're not going to play a game in this video. Oh, man, excuse me. But Mikel has taken over the wall. Mikel has purchased controlling interest in the DC franchise. All right, so yeah, Mikel's got a tough job to do, turning this team into a playoff team. Now, I really don't think there's actually all that much more to do. My team, depth chart, roster, injuries, salaries. Let's take a look at the contracts quickly. So let me sort by total contract. Okay, so Trent Williams, they gave him his guaranteed money. Yeah. So cap hit, if we sort this one, Trent Williams, Pierre Garçon, and then a 73 overall, making $7.5 million. Yeah, I don't think so. Goldson can definitely be someone that we trade. Maybe trade him for that other safety, throwing in other players in the mix. Culliver, a cornerback, he's 85, so that makes sense. Wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, okay. Kerrigan, that makes sense. Hatcher, that's fine. RG3, I got no problem with RG3. RG3, by the way, in this video, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, he's staying as a Washington Redskin. Alright, I am starting to become against... I almost want to say that I am not a Redskins fan anymore. I am an RG3 fan at this point because of what happened to him, because of the way that the Redskins organization has handled this entire situation. So, if RG3 gets traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, I will play in owner mode using the Philadelphia Eagles, and they will become the team that I cheer for. Alright, even though I don't really like the Eagles right now, but if RG3 goes and plays there, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and be all in for the Eagles. Alright, so the contract, decent, but that safety, though, 7.5 for a 73 overall, yeah, I don't think so. So yeah. He's definitely someone that we could trade. Actions, trade away. So let's see. We can actually also take a look at the trading screen here. The Bengals, the Bills. Oh God, what team was Hyde on? I don't even know what team he's on actually. Let's go back here. So they'd be getting a safety for a safety, even though this one's more expensive. But I'd also give them other stuff, maybe an offensive player. So make an offer. Here again, I don't think I'm gonna make any trade happen right now, but Hyde. Okay, so the Packers. So add player. We're gonna go with the safety, Goldson. All right, Deshaun Goldson. There you go. So interest level would show me high, medium, or low, but which one is it? Oh, okay. So is it that bar that's next to him? I don't know. So let me add something else, like I said, I haven't even, thought about this. I'm just doing this on the fly right now, just to see. So there's the picks, okay. Let's see. So QB, none of these are going anywhere. Running back, we could trade a running back, for instance, like a Hill, or I don't want to trade Red. 71 overall, not bad. But we could trade one of these. Depth running backs, fullback not going anywhere. Wide receiver, Roberts. I'd like Roberts to stay. Ham, Crowder. We got a lot of low to mid 60 overall players. One of them could go. Tight end, Logan Paulson. Not a bad bet as well. We got Niles Paul in there. Hopefully now Paul's heals up quickly. By the way, ACL I think. Oh, who knows. Tom Compton. Ugh. I don't know if I want to trade Compton. 77 right tackle. But you could really put in Brandon Sheriff. Hopefully he does the job. Compton could be one that we go with. So let's say right now that I add in one of the wide receivers down here. So I'll maybe throw in a Crowder right there. Alright, so I just want to see, like, where is the, like, interest level? How do I understand the interest level in this thing? Okay. So he's got a red bar next to him, he's got a red bar next to him. So maybe they're not interested. Is that the, am I looking at that correctly? What if I throw in Logan Paulson? I just want to see if the color changes. Okay, you know what? Because I don't know if it is that color or not. So I'm going to go here. For instance, let me throw in Darrell Young. Obviously, I'm not going to make this thing. But see, it's still red, so obviously that's not it. Alright, so we're going to keep taking a look at that. Hyde, though, someone. He's on the trading block for the Packers. So we're going to keep on taking a look at what we want to do with this team. For preseason, I don't know if I want to play the entire game or not. I was also thinking about not playing the game at all, kind of just simulating the game and trying to see who's doing what for us and how well our team will play like this and what kind of trades I need to make and all that stuff. So, I haven't decided yet how I'm going to play it out, but we'll see. So, anyways, that'll do it, I think, for this video. About a 20-minute video, I think. So, yeah, that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Look for more of this owner mode. Now, I'm not going to do it as often as Draft Champions and as my player Mikel. Just because, as football games, as an owner mode, these videos kind of take a little bit longer, especially if I'm going to play the game. So look for these maybe a couple times a week, but probably not too much. So, but yeah, definitely going to continue the series though with the Washington Redskins. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the second video.